All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this, our Monday, December 15th, 2025 meeting of the Lunenburg Planning Board. This is different from our usual meeting cadence that we did to kind of accommodate needs during the holiday season where we weren't going to meet right before Christmas. We are here at the beautiful, I'm off tonight. We're here at the Bellata Meeting Room in our beautiful town hall. If you want to join us tonight and you're watching online, you can either log in with Zoom, you can use your phone, or you can use your the computer to do that. Instructions for both of those are on our agenda on the town website, or you can drive on down here. This meeting is being recorded, and that's all we have to say to get going. I will open see if there's, I should say that you see two of us up here on stage, myself and Mr. Adam Burney. Ms. Amanda Reed is attending remotely. She is there, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. I don't see it on the back screen, so I have that momentary panic, but it's a different display. Not a problem.
I don't know what happened.
No, don't worry about it. So we do have quorum at 3 members tonight, and rock and roll. Do we have any board comment?
Nope.
Hearing none. Ms. Reed, can I ask you to check in to make sure that we can hear you okay tonight?
I'm here and I don't have any comment.
Wonderful. Okay. Let's see. So that moves us on to chair and directors reports. We do have Mr. Richard Harris with it, our interim land use director, but I will hit our chair's report first. And good golly, do we have news tonight, my friends? After much waiting and much searching, we have a town planning and economic director incoming. Starting in early February, Mr. Steve Wallace from Sterling, he's currently the planner in Sterling, will be joining us as Lunenburg's Director of Planning and Economic Development. That's the new title we voted in at town meeting. Mr. Wallace, it comes very well regarded from both fellow planners that I've spoken with, as well as other government officials I've spoken with who have worked with him. He's going to be a great asset to the town, has a ton of experience, and we're going to get a lot done. I am looking forward to it. I do want to inform the board and the public as well that one thing that really stood out to me just during interviews and speaking with Mr. Wallace is his view that communicating with the public about changes is key. And it is. People don't automatically understand land use, and so having the ability and desire to communicate that proactively and effectively is a wonderful thing for Lunenburg, and I know shares the board's view. Secondly, I do want to say that last Wednesday, the Master Plan Steering Committee officially wrapped. They had I say their final meeting. They'll have one more meeting upcoming sometime in the future for minutes approval and to button up those details. But the work of the Master Plan Steering Committee is done. Now, what that means from here is the contractors we've hired they have gotten all the info from the town in many ways coordinated by the steering committee, and they will be putting it all together. They have their drafts. They're going to be putting together the final draft of the master plan that will come to the planning board in the new year for us to review. And if all goes well, approve.
I can't hear Matthew.
Oh, you can't hear me? Okay.
I can't
Who's running
either.
Zoom?
I am, so what do I do?
Is your microphone, but it's usually in the booth, so do they have their mic off?
We hear you now. At least I do.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. Okay, wonderful.
We heard Steve Wallace, and then you started master plan committee, and about 2 sentences in, it went out.
All right, thank you. Okay, well, so the master plan steering committee has wrapped, and what's going to happen from there is our consultants have all the info they need, and they've been drafting all these concepts and going back and forth with the committee, with planning, with other groups. And now they're taking everything that they've gotten the thumbs up on, and they're putting it together into the final master plan document. It will come to the planning board. Assuming we're happy with it, we give it our thumbs up and vote it in the new year, and we will have a new master plan for the town. The document that kind of sets our direction for the next 10 plus years. Very excited. The hard work's done. And to that end, I want to take a moment to thank several people by name and others by role, because this is a big deal, and I want to really make a point of how big a deal this is. Lee, we've talked about this before, but I'm just saying it publicly in the meeting as well. I do want these names included in the minutes for the meeting, because I want a record saying thank you. I worry I'm going to miss some people by name. If I do, let me know. I will rectify that. But I've checked with the previous committee chairs of the Master Plan Steering Committee. But I do want to thank the members of the Master Plan Steering Committee that have been meeting over the past 3 years. And that would be Kim Duffy, Tony Scalambrini, Josie Gilchrist, Tim Wilsmer, who is also on the Planning Board, Glenn McLeod, Gerald Reed, Emily Young, Teddy Doucette, Sandria Harp, David Neos, Mike Rupp, Deb Lincoln, Amanda Moore, Evan Waters, Karen Menard, Dick Mayu, Lou Franco, Carol Archambault, Richard Birsch, and Pete Lincoln, who have all participated as members of the Master Plan Steering Committee. The Planning Board composition has changed during those years as well, and from the RFP process to today. I also want to thank Amanda Reed, Adam Burney, Tim Wilsmer, who is on the board as well, Matthew Allison, Tanner Cole, and Paula Bertram for their contributions to this process to get us done. I also want to I'm not going to do them by name because that would get a little silly, but every member, I want to say thank you to every member of every board and committee in town that when you were reached out to, you gave feedback to the Master Plan Steering Committee at various points in the process. I want to thank every department head and other town employee who also gave feedback either to the Master Plan Steering Committee or in meetings with our consultants. I want to thank every member of the public, be they private individuals or business owners, farmers as well, who filled out the surveys, who attended public info sessions, who emailed anyone on the committee, who stopped us at the store or had a conversation in any other venue. For people from the town, I just want to point out this is hundreds and hundreds of individuals at this point who gave direct feedback into the master planning process. And we are deeply grateful. That's what makes sure that the final document does reflect the will of the people of the town. So we are very grateful for everyone who's chipped in over 3 years. We can rest easy now, and now it's up to our consultants. We worked with a trifecta of consultants. Over under is the main, you can think of them like the general contractor that we were working with in this process, but they're not the only ones who have contributed. Innes Associates and RKG have also lent some of their specific specialty and expertise to our master planning process. They have all that data now. They've had those discussions, and now they're putting it into a pretty form to come back to the planning board. Thank you again to everyone, and thank you to our audience here tonight who listened to me talk and list names for about 7 minutes. I appreciate it. I do want to let people who, if you're here tonight for 30 Summer Street, which is a listed public hearing, they've requested an extension. They're waiting on, they requested a continuance. They're waiting on peer review. And so we will not be, that public hearing will be continued. We're not going to be discussing it tonight. All right, I believe that is everything from the chair's report. Whew. Do we have anything on the director's side?
No.
Nope, all right. Great, in that case, that is our reports, and I will move us on to our immediate business, first of which is we have an approval not required, it's always a funny name, an A&R for 222 West Townsend Road. So we don't need to open that formally, but we have a representative here for 222, correct? So please come on up, or we would normally have you come on up, introduce the A&R to us quickly, and then we'll talk about it as a board. We have all our files. Great. So come on up, give your name, the relevant, we know it's for 222 West Townsend. Take it away.
Sure. Mike Blood, MSB Property Management. We've put forth the A&R lot to subdivide the existing property, leaving the existing house and breaking off 2 lots on each side of the parcel.
All right, great. I turn planning board. We have these files in OpenGov. And I'm giving a look-see now. So this is which lot, what is the new division? I'm just looking at the plan quickly, but I have it at an angle. It's a little hard for me to see on my screen. I apologize. How many lots is this? This is 1 lot being divided into 5?
Correct.
Okay.
5.
Great. Yep, no, I can, now that I have my bearings. It helps that when I finally looked at it, I saw proposed in the houses I was assuming that were there. That confused me. That's not a plan issue. That's my own ability to read. Okay, I turn to the board, and do we have any questions?
I don't see a Board of Health compliance letter for Lot 3 indicating that there is adequate reserve area, just it's an approved septic design. So that's with the A&R, and I'll say this to the public as well, we'll bring up concerns we might see, ask some questions. They don't necessarily factor in. What we can actually consider legally as a board when endorsing an A&R is very limited. But we will sometimes ask questions of the applicant, because what we don't want to do is we don't want to put you in a situation where you think you know what you're doing, you go forward, and we've had applicants, full engineering work, come in and then come back later and go, oops, we didn't know about X. And we'd rather save you the work. Is Lot 3 a tear down?
Nope. But all the septic permits and designs were submitted last week, and I was told that they were being approved.
Okay, I'm just confused because the septic design for Lot 3 shows a proposed home, and it shows a new system.
So
the
existing home has a failed system and is going to be getting a new one, but the existing home the plan is not to tear it down, it's replace the existing septic.
Okay. Visually, it doesn't appear to be the same home, and it doesn't appear to have the same setback.
Okay.
So
just a caution on that, because it's not adding up. What's shown on Lot 3, I mean, the lot lines look the same, it just says proposed home. I kind of don't.
Do you mind if I take a look, or?
No, no, no.
Okay. Do you have a picture of the whole parcel? So lot 3 is the existing house?
Correct, yeah. So, to me, I don't care if you tear it down or not, that's your business, you're, I assume, purchasing it. I will note that we do have a demo delay bylaw in town. If it's older than 75 years old, you'd need to go through that process. The other note that I will make is you have 5 lots here. You're going to disturb well over an acre in totality, so you'll need a stormwater permit. I would recommend stormwater permits for each lot individually so that you can close one out, sell the home, and move on to the next one. It will be easier if you go about doing a stormwater system that covers all 5 lots. I will insist on, as part of that permit, a homeowners association and recorded docs that covers easements, maintenance, long-term care, that kind of thing.
Okay.
All right, great. I was going to ask about if Board of Health has been reached out to, but that's been covered in this discussion thoroughly. So, Amanda, if you have any questions or feedback, do let us know. Richard, do you have anything for us?
No, I think Adam took care of everything.
Yep. There we go. All right. With no concerns brought up by the board that are the kind of thing we worry ourselves about for endorsing an A&R, I would ask if we have a motion such as to endorse the A&R for 222 West Townsend Road.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All votes tonight do have to be roll call because we're a hybrid meeting, because we have members that are hybrid. Amanda, I'll go to you second every time, just so you can time it. Mr. Bernie?
Bernie, aye.
Ms. Reed?
Aye.
And an aye from myself. Great.
All right, thank
You're
you.
all set. We'll sign, Adam and I will sign the Mylar before we leave tonight, but we can't give it to you because we do need that third signature on it.
Sounds good.
Okay. Great, thank you. That is the A&R for 222 West Townsend Road. Next on our agenda would be the public hearing for, the continued public hearing for 30 Summer Street. Now, we are waiting on peer review. They've asked to continue that. Do we need a vote on continuing? Could I have a motion such as to continue the public hearing for the stormwater permit and site plan approval for, we don't need to do the special permit because that hasn't been opened yet?
No,
correct?
but we'll need an additional extension.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Bernie?
Aye.
Ms. Reed?
Aye.
And an aye from myself. Great. Next up, we have,
Before we move on, I'm just going to note that I won't be here on the 5th. They need all 4 members for some of those permits. It may be worth reaching out to them sooner
good.
rather than later, notifying them of that.
you on that, Lee? Thank you. Great. Okay. Next up would be for Zero Reservoir Road. We have a stormwater permit.
Matthew,
Yes.
just before we go to that one, since Adam will be there on the 5th, can we confirm that you and Amanda and Adam at least will be there on the next meeting date?
The 19th.
The 19th. I will certainly be there. Will you
I'll be here, yeah.
That's
Okay.
not a holiday, is it?
Is it? I have no idea. Now you've got me
January
wondering.
I
19th?
think it is.
It is?
I believe that's Martin Luther King weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you doing the thing where you're asking a question you already know the answer to, Richard?
No, I'm suspecting things. I'm not certain, though.
Okay.
Being
It is-
retired, you kind of forget about the holidays.
We could reschedule to the 26th. I should be available that evening as well.
Yeah, okay, and I think we will look at rescheduling to the 26th so that we don't go too long. I mean, otherwise, that's real sparse without meetings.
And perhaps Lee can reach out to Tim tomorrow and confirm that Tim can be there on 26th.
Yeah. Great. Okay. All right. Amanda, are you ready to open this public hearing, or I have the text if you don't have it handy?
Nope, I got it for 0 Reservoir Road.
Yep.
Okay. The Lunenburg Planning Board will hold a public hearing on December 15th, 2025 at 6:05 PM, Town Hall, 17 Main Street, Lunenburg, Mass., to hear and review an application for stormwater permit pursuant to 204-1 of the Code of the Town of Lunenburg by Justin Leclerc for the proposed residential development consisting of 4 single-family homes. Subject property information, the location is 0 Reservoir Road, Assessors Map 137, parcel number 38. The owner is Mary C. Coburn at 998 Reservoir Road in Lunenburg, Mass. 01462. You can view materials online at lunenburgma.portal.opengov.com/search with the record ID PBSW-25-5 via an email request to the planning office, planning@lunenburgma.gov, or in person at the planning office at 960 Mass Avenue in Lunenburg.
Great. Thank you, ma'am, and take it away.
So for the record, Justin Leclerc, McCarty Engineering here tonight on behalf of SDP Realty Trust, excuse me, the prospective owner applicant for the parcel. I believe the GIS hasn't been updated with the transfer of the piece of land we're talking about tonight. So to orient the board, we're looking at the intersection of Goodrich Street and 0 Leominster Road. So the total size is approximately 9.5 acres. We're looking to subdivide this into 4 single-family lots. We have the 3 on the upper end of the plan, as shown with a common driveway at the intersection of Goodrich and Reservoir Road. And then we have the 4th lot, which is by itself on the lower right-hand side of the page, adjacent from the wetlands in the middle that bisect the property. So as I said, we're looking for single-family lots. This has been designed to meet the Lunenburg stormwater regs in regards to the 90% TSS and the 60% phosphorus by treating the 1-inch water quality volume per your regs. I'd like to make note to the board that under the Massachusetts Stormwater Handbook that this project is exempt from stormwater standards as it's 4 single-family homes that discharge to a non-critical area. But again, the board's seen this multiple times in front of them from us. Same design, we have our driveways which go to P-stone diaphragms. I'm going to talk about lot 4 first, which is the one on the lower right-hand side. Driveway to a P-stone diaphragm, that diaphragm is acting as our BMP treatment, meeting the required TSS and phosphorus removal. And then that discharges into the existing swale. That then goes to the wetland system. This lot's serviced by driveway, town water, and septic. Septic testing has been done, and a septic design was submitted and approved by the Board of Health for lot 4. As for lots 1, 2, and 3, which are the main body of the plan, again, we have a common driveway with associated grading. The driveways do go to a P-stone diaphragm, which is located on the shoulders of the common drive. and is directed to a rain garden located at the intersection of Goodrich and Reservoir and the common driveway there in green on the plan. The other small green area that's between the two lots is an additional rain garden to help mitigate the stormwater runoff coming from the site. Again, these have been sized adequately. Drainage analysis was done, submitted. I know at this point we don't have peer review done, so TBD on Graves to review it. Again, these three houses will be serviced by town water, septic, and each house does have a dry well that is sized adequate for the rooftop runoff. Testing hasn't been done on the three lots yet, as the proposed grade and existing grade, there's such a discrepancy that we'd have to get closer to grade first, and then we can conduct testing for the septic. So at that time, we'll go out, we'll conduct the septic testing, and then we'll submit those to Board of Health for review and approval. I think with that, no conservation as part of this project. All our grain is located outside the 100-foot buffer zone, so as of right now, we're just in front of the board for the stormwater permit. If the board is amenable to said project, we would come back with the appropriate A&R showing the property lines that are here on the plan.
Okay.
With that, any questions?
I'll turn to the board for questions, then I will turn to the board slash our interim land use director. Richard, please speak out as you have questions or thoughts or concerns that we should be aware of, and then I will turn to the public, because this is a public hearing. Initial questions from the board.
I don't have stormwater questions. I have a comment and some other very strong thoughts. You will need a special permit for your driveway. And I hate your driveway. I have significant safety concerns about dumping 3 lots into the delta at Goodrich Street on the curve at Reservoir. I think that if you could mirror image it and push the driveway up Goodrich Street, you're going to avoid some long-term safety issues. I understand there's probably some grade chasing that has to happen up there. I'm familiar with the road. I think that if we bring this to the PD and the fire department, they're going to tell us we're crazy. In lieu of that, if there were significant improvements to the Delta intersection at Goodrich Street, I may have a different view, but as it is, that strip is fairly narrow. People come around that curve very quickly, and people who are going to come and spend $750,000 on these houses, and I'm not going to have to deal with it, but she and everybody else who works here is going to get the calls that first winter when the snow piles up at the end of the driveway or things like that. You can avoid what appears to be most of your wetlands, flipping it. I will infer that the current property owner probably has the capability to work that grade in a way that is potentially positive to the outcome. I don't know what that does to your stormwater. I don't know what it does to your other designs, but where the driveway is right now, I'm like the opposite of McDonald's because I'm not loving it.
So in regards to that, yes, for the special permit for the driveway, we knew that was one thing that would have to be filed. We did speak to the DPW director. He voiced similar concerns. We did discuss it with him, as you had said, the main issue being grading, location of the site, trying to meet all the regulations under the common driveway special permit, and having an adequate design one way or the other. By pushing it up, we do run into grade issues where the common drive with meeting their criteria becomes very challenging, as well as the constructability of it. So we did speak to the DPW director, Mr. Fliss in my office specifically did, And after the conversation, the DPW director was satisfied with the reasoning and the location of it. I know we do have some time we have the peer review, so I'd be more than happy to provide a letter and get something back from DPW director if fire and police would like to have a look at it.
I think it's important to get their
Yep.
their input on it.
And fully understanding that it's not the most ideal. I know that road's tight. I know the intersection is tight. It's not a wide open spot where it's nice and easy and hey, you can put it wherever you want.
And I mean, in reality, it's a very wide opening. It's a very wide intersection. There's the Delta Island in the middle.
Yep.
And reconfiguration of that intersection could alleviate a lot of my concerns. I'm not going to say that we can mandate that, but we can strongly suggest that you have that conversation. And I think that there's minimal curbing, there's minimal other work to shape the edge of the road. And if that's the spot the driveway has to be, that may be something that's worth exploring.
We
with
can
your
definitely
client.
take a deeper look into that entrance. And again, we can have further conversations with the DPW director
Sure.
on that.
Now, the special permit for the common driveway is not yet filed, correct?
Not yet.
And I do want to go to see if there's any public comment as well, but I want to think this through for a minute. Has this been sent to Graves for peer review yet?
I don't know if it went, so when this was filed with the town originally,
Yep,
there was someone in the office, and then there wasn't.
got it.
And then it got lost. And then,
I can probably even pinpoint the week. Perfect. Okay,
So-
understood.
so I do not know, and at the time, we didn't have a major concern with it, because I know the board's procedure the past couple times we've been in front is to come and present the plan originally, and then the board authorizes the peer review to commence. So my anticipation was to come in front of you tonight,
Yep,
have the dialogue, you guys would authorize, and then we'll really begin the review and design.
we've worked on some steps to be able to streamline that and make it able to get to Graves quicker.
Okay.
However, if it had, Richard, you're not aware of this having gone to Graves, correct? I'm not, but
I'm not, and my question is, Justin, did you pay a peer review fee?
I'd have to go back and look at the OpenGov. I know the filing fee was, I know the legal ad was. I mean, this is a month and a little over a month ago, so I don't recall exactly that we were requested for that.
okay, so you may not have, that's part of it, is that one of the things we've been doing is working on, even without a full-time planner, and getting that dialogue that would have happened previously, so it could happen early, but in this case,
No,
We
the
can-
thing was stormwater permit fees.
okay, we can take your money and send this to Graves and whatever. But my thought is, I want to help you strategize for a minute.
Yep.
Okay? I'm here, we have a 4-member board. To get a special permit for common driveway, you need 4 votes. It sounds to me like the design sitting here in front of us as presented, you can read the room.
Yep.
My gut would be, I don't know that you're going to get 4 votes. I'm not straw polling the board, I'm thinking out loud.
Yep.
To that end, we could certainly send this off to Graves for peer review of something that that may need to get changed. So that's kind of your call. We can send it off for peer review. You could file the special permit and we could work them in conjunction so that and then you could, I don't know what your timeline is, but you could get the special permit and figure out what the driveway layout's going to be and then go to peer review.
So,
I think Richard's kind of signaling to me.
oh, yeah.
I have a similar thought process that the chair has. My concern is a stormwater permit has a certain set of criteria for approval. It only requires 3 members to vote approval. So they could very well get a stormwater permit and then be denied for a special permit for the common driveway, which is discretionary, and they spend a lot of time and money on a stormwater permit that becomes useless. I would advise that, if they talked to me, I would have said, do the special permit first, or do them simultaneously, but not do stormwater before special permit.
So similar and more robust thoughts from Richard on the topic.
Yeah.
But I turn to you. This is your application.
Yep.
So
So again, before this was submitted, we did look at different variations and different options for the common driveway. Mm-hmm. Understand that at that time was when the updated regulations for the common driveway came into effect. Mm-hmm. So understand that the special permit would be required, but we did look, again, trying to meet all the requirements of the common driveway, the location, knowing where this is, as well as the site, and making it amenable to stormwater, which is how we ended up here. So I don't want to say that we randomly chose, this is the best spot.
yeah.
So with that, again, there are options we can look at. The biggest thing I would hang my hat on is we did have these discussions with the DPW director who does review and sign off on the driveway permits as well. And the biggest thing we got back from him was he understood the thought process, the reasoning, and was amenable to the location as shown. So again, I know we have to go through a special permit process. I know there'll still be some tweaks back and forth there, but my thought is where it is right now really is the starting point. I don't see anything that we did look at was like what Mr. Bernie said. We did look at coming higher up on the Goodrich Street, and it didn't make the site work.
Okay.
So again, I would be, in any changes really that we make from this starting point in regards to the stormwater, I don't anticipate drastically changing the stormwater design. So you're still going to see a rain garden adjacent to the driveway at the intersection of Goodrich Street, because that is the lowest point prior to discharging to the wetland. So there might be some minor things done, but I don't anticipate this plan getting completely designed where if we did move forward with the stormwater permit, if the board did approve it, I don't anticipate coming back as a major modification. If that kind of gives you an idea of where it's coming from.
I do hear you. I get the logic 100%. Putting my card, I mean, I say my cards because it's not really cards because we're not playing against each other, but with everything face up on the table, my concern is so one of the reasons we put in the common driveway by special permit rather than as a by right use is because it does allow the board to the leniency. Yes, we look at and are required to look at all of our listed criteria, but it also gives us the ability to look at it in a broader and more holistic sense as well, and look at it and go, okay, the gut check. Does this feel right from a safety perspective? Does it feel right this way, in addition to the technical requirements? It gives us more latitude as a board. And my worry is I don't know that you're going to be able, with things as proposed, that you will be able to get the common driveway special permit. If you're comfy plowing ahead, I don't mean plowing sounds negative, but if you're comfy moving ahead, you can do that. We can have a motion and make sure and get that peer review going. I just hate to have you spending money when in reality, you could end up in a situation that you can't build that driveway. Like, even if this is the best location for a common driveway, it might be the best location for a common driveway will not satisfy this board's requirements. Might satisfy them on paper, it may not satisfy the needs of this board.
I think
and
it
put you
comes
in a
down to
position.
you have 10 pounds, and it looks like you have a 5-pound sack. And
No, I understand.
You're like, the point of the common driveway is to increase safety, to limit interactions between driveways and the road. Yes, you're doing that, but if those two houses in the back, if you tried to put an individual driveway, you're majorly through the wetlands, so you're into conservation, and you're riding the grade on the lot to the left. So maybe this is a 2-lot common driveway in a different location, not 3 lots. So I would just encourage you to really assess what the common driveway's purpose is and what you're doing in this situation. I'm not opposed to development, I'm not opposed to housing, but this feels like what we didn't want out of common driveways as opposed to what we did. And again, I appreciate the effort. I know that your firm isn't just picking a random spot. I appreciate talking to the DPW director. I just think that it's not a slam dunk.
No, and I completely understand that. And so, just real quick, I know before you opened it, we were talking meeting dates, because I'm trying to plan it in my head. So from tonight's meeting, the next meeting would be,
The 5th of January.
which Mr. Bernie will
Correct.
not be here anyway, so ideally, it wouldn't be till the following meeting.
Potentially the 29th.
Yeah,
The 29th.
Six.
So,
Or, I'm sorry, 26th.
26th.
yeah.
So I'm skipping one meeting knowing that Mr. Bernie won't be here. So I would kind of plan for the 26th to be the next big progress in the project
Yep.
regardless, which I believe would give time to not only start the process with the common drive special permit, but also for us to assess it, submit the plan we believe is valid per everything that we talked about, while also giving Graves more than ample time to
Yep.
review either said plan in front of the board tonight, or if we make said change and modify the common drive, to review said changed plan while still proceeding through stormwater permit.
Yeah, I think the timing makes a lot,
Okay.
I think that timing makes
Nope,
sense. Yep,
just want to make sure the board
yep,
seems to agree.
yeah. Now, Richard's been waiting, so
Nope.
I'm going to go to Richard, and then I'm going to open for public comment.
So, Rita, I think it's essential on this project that the special permit and the stormwater be concurrent, because my concern is if you proceed with this stormwater plan and gets approved, but then special permit results in a change in the plan, he's coming back to the planning board for modification of the stormwater permit. And that's going to, instead of accelerating his client's time, it's going to delay it even further.
I missed the last part of what you said, Richard.
But by not doing them concurrently,
Yep,
it could result in a further delay in his client's project, because
Fair.
if the plan, special permit changes the plan, he's got to come back for modification to the stormwater plan.
all right, great. Now, I'm going to turn and say, now, if you're at home, by the way, and want to chime in, use that hand raise feature on Zoom so we know. And do we have any public comment here in the gallery? Seeing none. Do we have any hands on Zoom? Nope, okay, great. Would you like us to
Proceed with the peer
proceed
review?
with the peer review?
Yes, please.
I would look for I don't know what the motion is we need for that anymore.
I move we submit the project at 0 Summer Street in front of us for stormwater to Graves for peer review upon receipt. 0 Reservoir, I'm sorry. I had Summer Street on the brain. 0, I'll withdraw that motion that we send the project in front of us at 0 Reservoir Road to Graves for a peer review upon receipt of a $2,000 deposit to cover the costs of said peer review.
I will second.
Moved and seconded. Now we vote. Mr. Bernie?
Aye.
Ms. Reed?
Aye.
And an aye from myself. All right. Well, you've heard from us a lot tonight. Is there anything else you'd like, or would you like us to continue to our anticipated meeting on the 26th of January?
May I request, yeah, I was going to say if we had an update for the 5th, but it won't matter.
It may be cleaner to continue to the 5th since we
Yeah,
don't have
and-
confirmation. We'll have a meeting on the 26th.
That's fair. Oh, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Great.
Yeah, we can do that, and then I can submit a formal request to continue at that point.
Great. Then I would look for a motion such as to continue the stormwater permit hearing for 0 Reservoir Road to January 5th at 6:05 PM.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call vote. Mr. Bernie?
Aye.
Ms. Reed?
Aye.
And an aye from myself.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay,
Now we're cooking with gas.
yep. Induction's faster, though. At least that's what I'm told. I won't know until my current electric range dies, and it's doing a delightfully good job of staying on course, which is too bad, because I like a new toy. All right. So, that concludes our public hearings for tonight. Next up, under decisions and business, we're going to look back to we're going to look back to the 100 Townsend Harbor Road stormwater permit, specifically to a bond for what is or will be, I don't know if buildings filed it yet, 116 Townsend Harbor Road. And, great, please.
Good evening. Jim Simpson, DCJS, here for 100 Townsend Harbor Road. There is a stormwater permit on the property. It is a 5-lot project that's covered by the stormwater permit. One building permit was pulled on the property. The address given has been 116 Townsend Harbor Road officially.
Okay, good.
Okay. The house, we are anticipating to be done with the house shortly, and we have done all of the necessary site work, grading, and everything outside, other than the stabilization of the soil. We were not able to get the grass planted before the weather set in. It's setting kind of quick this fall, but it was a good run. And in so talking with the building commissioner, he had mentioned that we may want to talk to your board about posting a bond to get a partial release for that one lot. After talking with him about that, I spoke to Gatsby Grounds about a quote to hydroseed it because the topsoil is all spread and ready to go. And I believe I forwarded a copy of their estimate to you to try to be able to set a bond amount. I brought, in case the board was interested, I brought a copy of the as-built. The as-built shows compliance with the permit. In fact, it is actually less intrusive than the permit was permitted for because there's not as much impervious area that was actually built. The house, the footprint of the house was actually smaller than what the calculations were based upon.
Great. Okay, so we do have in our files the quote from Gatsby Grounds. We haven't done this, I mean, funny enough, we haven't done this in about a year, because that's about, winter. Funny. Procedure-wise, Richard, what would be, we would need to make, if we were to go forward with this, what are the motion steps you would need us to take?
One, to set the amount of the performance guarantee. And request from Mr. Simpson, is he looking at putting up a cash bond?
Yes, I brought a check with me.
Okay. Then I took Form G from the subdivision regulations and modified it to, as a performance guarantee secured by cash. And I would think you need to approve that and sign that agreement. And,
Okay. And is there,
there's some blanks in that because I wasn't sure how much you'd set the bond for. And so that needs to be filled out. That needs to be wrote in there. I'm not sure I put the amount in there. I don't think I did.
And are you a notary, Richard?
No.
Okay, so we'll need this notarized, which means, oh, you are?
Yes.
Excellent. I just needed to make sure that the notary saw us sign it.
Yes, I'm a notary.
I'm abusing the heck out of that. All right.
There's a reason I wasn't admitting that.
And note that
Excuse me.
3 members have to sign. So you 2 can sign, then Mander have to come into the office and sign.
Yep. All right. So we have the quote, we need to set the amount for the performance guarantee, though. Do I understand that correctly?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
What would be standard procedure in that case? Because we are out of my league where I smile a lot and pretend to know planning.
I would recommend we add a 25% contingency, which puts it at an odd number under 4,000, so just call it 4,000 round. And in case the applicant is concerned, that goes into an interest-bearing escrow account. Upon completion and germination of the project, you request return, and any minimal extra that you get, the 4 or 5 cents that, for the short period of time that you have it, would be returned to you. You said you have a check. I'm assuming you don't have a bank check.
No,
Okay, so we'll need this in the form of a certified bank check.
really?
Correct.
Okay, all
I
right.
assume that you want, once you give us the check, to go and get your occupancy permit.
No, I'm not ready for the occupancy permit yet. This was not waiting to the last minute to do this for a change.
I was going to say, you are the exception to the rule, apparently.
I've never even heard of this concept.
Right?
This is amazing.
We're trying to be a little proactive here.
I gotta agree. In my 20-something years of South Hattie, I don't think I ever had anybody not wait till the last minute.
My closing's tomorrow. It's usually what everyone says.
No, Adam, my closing was scheduled for last week.
I've heard that one too.
Yep.
No, my partner and I have been doing this for a while, and we don't want to wait till the last minute.
I appreciate that. All right.
I mean, I'll leave it to the will of the board. I'll go along with whatever everyone's comfortable with. If it's a personal or business check, it would need to clear prior to any sign off.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
And I would suggest that be in the motion. If it's not a bank check, that no sign off of a certificate of occupancy be issued until the check is cleared the bank.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right. Do we have other discussion from the board, questions or concerns? Hearing none, I would look for a motion to, we're going to need 2 motions, one at a time, to wrap this up.
I move that we set the bond amount at $4,000 for 116 Townsend Harbor Road, formerly part of 100 Townsend Harbor Road, under Planning Board stormwater permit PBSW-25-2.
I will second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call, Mr. Bernie.
Aye.
Ms. Reed.
Aye.
And an aye from myself. And our next motion, which I don't remember exactly what's supposed to be, but I'm sure the person to my left does.
I move that we accept the $4,000 bond and endorse the performance secured by deposit of money for $4,000 for 116 Townsend Harbor Road, formerly of 100 Townsend Harbor Road. There's an error in the performance deposit of money front page. Planning Board Stormwater Permit PBSW 25-2, contingent upon clearance of a personal or business check in the amount of $4,000 prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy.
I will second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call vote, Mr. Bernie.
Aye.
Ms. Reed.
Aye.
And an aye from myself. All right. So can we, so we've got the form here
Correct.
that you found an error in.
Well, it says Townsend Road on the
I
on
see.
number 1.
Yep,
Mr. Harbor, yeah.
yep, Mr.
And
Hart.
is there a version that is 2 individual sheets?
No.
That's going to make it hard to sign tonight then.
It's not, okay, you don't have it as 2 individual sheets?
No, I printed it back to back.
Oh, okay.
Give me a second.
Are we live over here on this printer?
That's what,
No.
she's checking now, I believe.
You
We
print
had that
back to
discussion
back.
today, and the answer was, I don't know if it's gotten fixed yet.
There's no paper on it, so.
I was hoping.
Can I ask who the check should be payable to? Town of Lunenburg? Okay.
So you got the signatures on the back side of the sheet?
What's that, Richard?
She says she printed it back to back.
Yes, that is correct.
So what you could do is scratch out the front side, sign the back side, and then I can email her the corrected front page.
Okay. If, we're going to see if we can print a pristine copy from the printer in the room, and if not, we've got our Plan B.
If we're, I'm not particularly comfortable with that because
Okay.
signatures are devoid of any notation for what they're for, so they can be used
Okay.
for anything.
All right.
What's the possibility of y'all come by the office tomorrow morning and sign?
You gonna be there at 6:30?
I won't be there, but no, I don't think Lee will be there either.
No.
Because that's about when I'm walking out the door to go to work.
Okay.
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
It
Yeah.
is our late night.
It's my late night as well, so I don't get back in town till like 7. And Wednesday, I'm not back until you're gone. You're here late Thursday, I can get in to sign Thursday.
I can have them there for you.
What's that?
I said I can have them there for you.
Okay, so it sounds like Thursday will be the day we can get this signed. Great, thank you. Lee, I'm putting this right in your hands. I don't want anything to do with anything more technical. And it sounds like we're going to be able to get this signed on Thursday.
Whenever
Okay.
it's signed, it's signed. If
Great.
you just let me know, I'd appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Reed, will you be able to come by the office and sign?
I should be, if I don't catch the biblical plague, I will be sure to make it in.
All right, if you end up with the biblical plague, let me know, because it has to be notarized, so I can't just swing it by your, it gets tricky. Don't get sick.
I'm
There, I've done my
trying.
job. Given excellent advice. Okay. So that wraps up, as I hit entirely the wrong button, one moment. That wraps up the bond for 116 Townsend Harbor Road. Under board discussions actions, there's master plan, but that really is just what I did before, which was, and I decided to put at the front of the meeting so people would see. Other than that, I mean, the next time that's going to be on our agenda is probably when we get the document and get to start looking at the whole shebang. I'm going to go on to committee reports. Master Plan Steering Committee has been covered. Have a good evening, Glenn. You're leaving us. Wasn't I supposed to call that out? Sorry. Open Space Committee is Tim. He's not here. Municipal Building Design Committee. We'll be meeting again come January. Tony Scullambrini, Laura Brozowski, and I are going to put together questions, get them approved by the committee at large, and then basically be a subcommittee to speak with department heads about their needs for the municipal space, for what they need in a centralized town hall.
Has the committee been using the previously done studies? I know there's a lot of push and pull and feelings, positive and negative about those studies, but...
Yeah, yes, in part. I mean, have we been using them? Yes. Again, part of the committee's goal is to... The last time that was voted down at town meeting was very much a going to the architect and saying, kind of, here's what we think we want, design it. And the goal this time is to, before we engage an architect or other firms, to first have look internally and develop a much tighter definition of what we believe we need.
Okay.
I hope the goal is not to dismiss the architect's expertise. It is certainly not my goal. I can't speak for others. But by the same token, there's feeling that going right to the architect, that relying on the architect the way that was done previously may have resulted in more bloat than was necessary. And just in terms of there may be things we do or don't need, or we may have a better idea. But we're going to be going to department heads and having those discussions. I haven't met with them yet. I'm going to push for the Moscow approach, which I'm going to pretend I remember every detail of, rather than my wife say, when I was talking to my wife, Lindsay, and I started describing what I thought what was important, and she said, oh, the Moscow approach. It has to do with what is your bare bones, what do you reasonably need, what do you want, and what's the thing you're not going to get, effectively. But we'll see how that goes. We have to have those discussions first. Probably sometime over the holiday. Okay, Capital Planning Committee continues to meet. We just don't know what the capital budget is yet. We'll be submitting our ranked report on, we'll be really going over it on Wednesday, and it will be largely solidified, but then once we have, the capital budget's going to come late this year. We've had big turnover in finance, and we pay a time penalty for that. So we will be, I'm sure we'll be convening again afterwards to look in the new year to look at things and help the town manager as we are able. Economic Development Committee, that's also me, met last Tuesday, and we got the Chamber of Commerce came in and just kind of reported on what the things that they can continue to do to be of service to the town and local businesses. There was some talk, looking back on the, is it the One Central Mass Economic Development Plan? And kind of how that's shaping up and what we can look at there as well. Glenn, am I forgetting anything?
I think that covered it pretty well.
Okay. Glenn said that I am suave and sophisticated,
Yes.
for those who can't hear at home. All right, Stormwater Task Force, Tim is not here. Montechusett Regional Planning Commission.
Did anybody cover it? No.
No, we failed.
Yeah, no, that was not an option that night for me in the end.
You guys are 0 for 4, but that was the last meeting that I could not cover, so going forward, I shouldn't have any conflicts for it.
Dear Ms. Reed, your lesson here is we cannot function without you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I'm glad you were taking that as a thank you and not dang you for guilting me. But it is true. Montechusett Joint Transportation Committee.
That is me as well. They did meet, but I had a conflict that day, so I could not attend. But I will be doing both MRPC and MJTC in January.
Okay, great. We have 2 minutes approvals that the 10, I want us to look at them separately. I want to first look at the minutes for 10/27 because those need to get approved. So if we need any changes, we need to make them live tonight and then find what we can do to approve those minutes. You can look at the others as well, but I want to make sure that 1027 gets buttoned up. I have already reviewed 1027 because I went to the office today and chatted with Lee when she said, oh yeah, we have to have this. Like have to.
Yeah.
When people are ready, I would look for motions, or if you have concerns or questions, raise them.
Under MBTA communities, it's a smart growth district for 40R.
Oh, yeah. I can show you.
I see it, it's
Okay.
a smart what?
Smart Growth District.
And we didn't have any comment from the public that evening, correct?
What's that?
We did not have any comment from the public that evening?
That is correct. Yeah, we were. Because we did our job and talked to the public a lot beforehand, by the time we got there, no one cared anymore. I mean, you all care, of course, at home, I understand. You no longer felt the need to voice that opinion.
That's the only thing I have. I will request that we not do minutes in columnar form, please.
Okay.
I just have a hard time, like, for the agenda, it's fine because it's just bullet points. With the minutes, it flows better if you're not trying to figure out where it goes on the page. That's personal for me, but
I don't disagree, but that's also, if you're using the agenda to build the minutes, it's going to be, I don't know how word fluent you are. At one point, I was insanely fluent in all aspects of Office, but that is an easy formatting fix that you still use the same document.
And frankly, if that's easier for everybody else, I'll just bite my lip and take it.
No, I think I agree, but once I see it the other way, I might be wrong, but I certainly don't care for one set of minutes either. Like, that's. For the most part, if minutes exist, I'm happy.
Any comments, Amanda?
No, other than that one error that you pointed out that I didn't catch. Everything looks good on it.
Okay.
Okay, did you all review 1124 as well?
I don't remember seeing 1124.
It's in the files for this meeting in SharePoint.
I don't know that I got that. And if I did, my apologies.
Well, let's take care of, we can do 1027 quickly. I'm looking for a motion such as to approve the minutes for our 10/27/2025 meeting with the changes as discussed.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Bernie,
Aye.
Ms. Reed,
Aye.
and an aye from myself. It's in the SharePoint under today's file. If
I
that's
just
gonna
found
be-
it.
Okay,
Lee was kind enough to send it to me a second time.
great.
Same format.
Yeah, I have no issues.
Yeah. And when I mentioned the quick narrative, this is exactly what I meant, by the way. Love it. Okay, great. I would look for a motion such as to approve the minute. Amanda, are you ready? Sorry.
I'm ready.
Okay. We'll look for a motion such as to approve the minutes for our November 24th, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Bernie?
Aye.
Ms. Reed?
Aye.
And an aye from myself. Okay. We got minutes approved. Upcoming meeting schedule. Well, we're definitely meeting on January 5th. We are not meeting on the 19th because that is Martin Luther King Day. And we have discussed, we have a tentative plan to meet on the 26th of January, and instead, we will be doing some scheduling discussion to make sure to see if that is a viable date. All right. All meetings are here at Town Hall unless otherwise noted. Do we have any other board comment? Right.
I have a question.
Well, Amanda, go ahead, and then Richard, I'll go to you.
Mine's real quick. So we're meeting on the 5th of January. Why the 5th and not the 12th?
Because I was looking at this and it said the 5th, and I think you're correct, because we're normally the 12th.
The second and fourth Monday.
Yeah,
right?
no,
I'm
we're
not-
totally the 2nd, the 4th, not the,
Not the first and third?
nope, we're not the 1st and 3rd.
Is that what happened?
So there we go. Let's, we're going to rewind that a little. We continued to the 5th.
Yeah, you have to meet on the 5th.
What's that?
You're going to have to meet on the 5th.
Son of a French biscuit. That is difficult. On my end. And we can't reach out to them, and if we have to, we have to. I'm just looking at I have a conflict with the Municipal Building Design Committee that night.
The A&R,
Well, if you don't have a quorum, you can post the agenda and cancel the meeting due to quorum, and everything continues to the
Right.
next scheduled meeting.
we have an A&R that
Oh,
21
yeah.
on the 5th.
And they haven't agreed to continue?
Not yet. Greg was reaching out to them, but he can't guarantee it.
Well, I mean, we can always just pocket approve it. Is it a
35
No.
plots.
35?
And there's
Yeah.
two town-owned plots involved, and yeah.
this is a complex A and R that is
Yeah,
going to
we're-
necessitate,
A little bit more discussion?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brian
Brian
is
is
booking an
trying to
appointment with
schedule-
Adam.
yeah, with town council, just to make sure we weird that you actually need help legally understanding an A and R, because they're not that complex, except for when
Except
they are.
this one.
This
Yes.
is all kinds of crazy in Brian's
So,
words.
It also has raised another question regarding your bylaws requirement for inclusionary zoning. Because it says a development that is permitted under chapter 41
Yep.
that's over, I think, 10 units, requires inclusionary. Well, A&R is permitted via 21 and 41. So the question for I have my opinion, but it's a question for Adam as to the applicability of that.
I mean, in that
A&R.
instance, I would argue that similar to stormwater, and we take the EPA view, and it's a common development, whether it requires a subdivision approval or not, is one person developing 35 parcels.
Yeah. And it's something that's permitted by chapter 41. It's not that it doesn't say permitted under the provisions of chapter 41 under the bylaw. So it's got some question. I can argue both ways, but yeah, I think Adam needs to opine on applicability of that provision.
Yeah,
I've never seen A&R plan for this many lots. And some strange shaped lots, in my opinion, that,
look, I'm gonna be frank, I've seen crazier. I shouldn't use the term
35 of
crazy,
them?
that is, because it's legal, it's allowed, that's not a thing. I mean, I don't want to make a statement that sounds prejudicial, because you're allowed to have labyrinthian lot lines.
let me say, I've seen crazy ones with 2 or 3 lots, but never so many in one concentration
I
by one development.
am impressed by it, but we will. All right.
It was creative on the designer's part. I will give them credit for that.
So, if there's no, I'm just thinking this through for a moment. No, these can be offline questions because they're very back-end technicalities. So I suppose we are currently planning to meet on the 5th and the 26th of January. That said, there is a non-zero insignificant chance we will be meeting on the 12th, and I cannot guarantee there will be quorum on the 5th, but I can't guarantee there won't be a full meeting. Good luck, watch our agendas. If you're out there in the public and you are like, Matt, I don't understand when you're meeting, call the planning office. We'll let you know. Drop me an email. We'll let you know, okay? It will be fine, but oops. These things happen. Okay. Any other board comment?
Yeah.
Richard?
I was going to mention they're working on submission of the MBTA
Yes.
compliance. And one of the questions I have is where we stand with the town clerk's submission to the AG's office, because one of the required attachments is Form 7 from that submission.
She has Form 7. The only thing she needs is the updated notes that I will update and get to her tomorrow morning.
The minutes that we just approved.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah, that's not, AG doesn't require submission of those, but I do need the Form 7. And I found out that compliance submission is a strange setup.
It's brutal.
You can't go from one page to the next without filling in the blanks on that page. I've never seen a multiple page online application form that was set up that way.
My favorite is having to save it to continue later and then remember where the email with the link is.
Yeah, yeah. And a question for you, Adam, that you can answer. When they refer to municipal CEO in this instance,
It would be the town
Are they-
manager.
okay, because some cases the chief elected official, some cases chief executive officer. They
Yeah,
don't
we have a
explain
strong
that.
town manager, so I think she's able to sign.
Okay.
In my community, we had the town manager sign because he has the authority to do so in that instance.
Okay, I'll put that in there then. Thank you.
Great. And Richard, just while we're on this means nothing to most people out there, but the GIS files I sent you were the correct ones?
My knowledge, they are. They're being uploaded, and we'll soon
Great.
find out from the state.
Excellent. I mean, they should be the correct ones because they're the same ones that we used to build the map, but perfect.
They should be.
Okay, great. And of course, if you need anything, just reach out, you have my phone as well, drop me a call if you need me.
Okay.
All right, any other board comments?
No, sir.
Okay, hearing that, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Burney,
Aye.
Ms. Reed,
Aye.
and an aye from myself. Friends, thank you for joining us again. We'll see you in the new year. If you celebrate, have a happy Hanukkah. If you celebrate, have a Merry Christmas. And no matter what, we'll see you in January. Take care, everybody.
Lee has the revised